Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. This is a video response to Atheism Flaws, Jesus Freak 777. And he's complaining how there's no fixed sense of morality in atheism. Sure there is. Every single atheist has the potential to pursue and to obtain the highest forms of virtue. See, friends, virtue is outside of the religious belief systems. Anybody can strive to obtain the highest forms of virtue. So Jesus Freak says, well, laws are created, by humanists, and they change and all the time according to this. Well, Old New Testament, the Apostle Paul and interpretations of his teachings nullified Old Testament law code, and also Jesus Freak, I believe Jesus had some very strong things to say about divorce. You know all about that, I believe. And so we see cultural changes happening every day in Christianity, and we see Christians stealing, we see Christians cheating, we see Christians doing all the things that non-Christians or non-righteous do. There is no difference in humanity between the righteous and the unrighteous. We all suffer the same types of diseases. We all die the same deaths. The only difference is that in the process, people believe there is a difference. That's the only difference. I think I screwed that up. But anyways, I've always said, and I'll say it again, that the Good Samaritan could have been an atheist, doing good for the sake of doing good, rather than chasing and pursuing the selfish desires of heaven. So that's a new concept, I think, in Christianity. Doing good for the sake of doing good. We need some reward. So what I find interesting is the hypocritical stance that Christians take, seeing homosexuality and same-sex unions as abomination, but other things that are called abominations in the Old Testament, they don't pay any attention to. They'll go eat a cheeseburger. I don't know. So I find it extremely interesting how nothing is supposed to change. God is supposed to stay the same, but yet we have Old and New Testament, Old and New law codes. So I find it very interesting. And evangelical Christianity is much different today than it was yesterday. Things change, and views change, and laws are made and created in retaliation to cultural influences. Say, for example, back in the 60s and 70s, you wouldn't find maybe an organ or a piano in a evangelical Free Methodist church. I remember my grandfather. He wouldn't even wear gold-rimmed glasses. Now we could, walk into church with some cargo pants, sipping a latte, and listen to our mega church preacher go on a big screen TV. What's that? So I find it very interesting. So I don't see how atheism and agnostics are at all excluded. All of us have the ability to obtain and work towards the highest forms of virtue. What is that? You say, wait a minute, that's kind of abstract. Well, read the Christian idea of what they're actually supposed to do and what actual law codes are supposed to follow, and you'll get an abstract answer. But virtue and the highest forms of virtue is abstract. We might not know exactly what that highest form is, but we know what it's not. We know what it's not. So that does not give us a reason to stop doing justice, to stop having mercy, and to stop pursuing the highest forms. So continue to do what you're doing, friends, and Jesus Freak is going to keel over and get dirt thrown in his face, just like me and you, and maybe we can be a little bit better. Rather than going around telling our neighbors what they should do, maybe we'll try doing that ourselves. And like the Good Samaritan, say, if there's any more on this sick man's bill that was beaten and robbed along the road that needs to be paid, let me know and I'll pay. Just for the sake of doing good. So take care, friends. Remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking